What's going on, everyone? Wildcard here, bringing you another PokeMMO episode, video. And in today's video, we're going to go ahead and find out what is the estimate cost on breeding Pokemon, whether it be those of unknown gender, 50-50 ratio gender, or the ones that have 12.5 to 87.5 gender ratio. It makes a difference according to the egg that you produce in terms of being male and female. You'll find out why that's important later, and also a little insight on how to breed some of these Pokemon at a lesser cost. So in the video today, I'm going to use a Pokemon with a 50-50 breeding ratio between male and female, and from that we could estimate what would be the cost for an unknown gender or genderless line of Pokemon, and we could also estimate the cost of Pokemon that breed using the 87.5 and 12.5% gender ratio. So without further ado, I'll start on. Well, you can see I have Magma for the flame body to have the time for eggs to hatch, and for this video we're going to use a Shelder. Now I'm going to go to the global trade link and just look up Shelder, and we're going to have to do advanced search here. Now if you do advanced search on this, we'd want a proper nature Shelder. So proper nature for Shelder that I want to get is Jolly. I'm looking to get a female one, and if I'm using this for breeding, I think I'll start with a minimum of, I'll do the 31 IVs in HP just to start. So I'll search for this, and well, there's none. Okay, so sometimes you'll have to do a little bit of searching, so let's see if it have any for attack. Yes, it does, and wow, okay, that is expensive. Oh. Okay then. So, because Shell is a physical attacker, so you would expect that, I guess. 34,000, okay, this it's expensive, but this one is a little more reasonable. Let's keep looking. So you don't just settle for the first one that you say. We're not using special attack. Okay, so there's none for special defense right now, so let's see if there's any for speed. So right, so obviously we're going to go for the one with the defense because the others are way too expensive for various reasons. So we're going to go with this Shelder, Jolly Nature, 31. I guess this one's a little bit cheaper because it has 0 speed IVs, but we don't really care about that. Right, so right now we're going to go ahead and buy the Shelder. Yep, but one thing that I want you to notice that we're not going to use the Shelder right away, so we're going to, oh wait, Shelder, yeah, it comes to my party here. So I'm going to just go ahead and deposit the Shelder. This video may take a while, so just please excuse it. Oh, by the way, you should get a calculator and a pen to write down some of these things. I'll try to put a breakdown in the description because it's going to be a lot of information. So we have the Shelder here. You want to maintain this as female until the end, because if you watch the other breeding video that I have, I need to make a 5 IV list, but Shelders are rather expensive, as you could see. So when you are going to breed a Pokemon and you know that they are expensive, each Pokemon has egg groups. So you look for the cheapest Pokemon within the egg group. So the cheapest Pokemon that would be available in Shelder's egg group is in fact Tentacool, a very cheap one. As you can see, 11,000 is much cheaper than 30,000. So we're not looking for anything specific here. We're going to look for a 81 HP, and we always go to lowest price. Right, and as you can see, it has a female here, 7500. It does in fact have 31 HP IVs. We're going to purchase this one. We're also going to look for one with 31 attack. Now these are cheap, and we will need a male because it's a female one that we buy, because these would be cheaper because nobody builds physical tentacle. Physical tentacle is bad, they don't do it. So we go ahead and buy this, and as you can see, we have this pair here. Now you know how breeding goes, so we're going to have to get another pair. So I'm going to go ahead and get, because this is HP breeding with attack, so we're going to need attack breeding with probably defense. So let's get pick up another attack, because the attack ones are supposed to be cheaper, and we'll have to get this one. Pay attention to the gender, because this one would have to be a male. Right, so you see we get a male here. Alright, so we're all set for the first set of breeding. When I say all set, I mean almost. So we're on island 4 because I'm in Kanto right now. We have to get the power items. So we have to buy 1 power weight, because this is for it, make sure the HP passes on. 2 power bracers, and 1 for defense. Correct? Yeah. So let's get a move on here. So first one was HP, second one was attack, third was attack, fourth was defense. Right, so we spent a 7500, 1100, 1100, 1150. Well, 11500. So that's good to keep note of. So what we're going to do is go to the daycare man, and yeah. So we're going to go ahead and breed the first tentacle. It's not dragon. Okay, guys, got it. With this one. So as you could see here, and I did not give them the items. Oops. Anyways, so yeah, what we want to do is go in our backers. Oh, please farm 5 Everstones beforehand. You'll need it. I wouldn't recommend buying it because you're looking for the most efficient way possible to do this. So we'll have a 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Don't ever forget to put the power items on and breed these Pokemon. Okay. So out of this, we're going to go ahead and place this one here, place this one here. So you could see the HP and attack goes off. So we're going to breed. Yes. He asks for specific gender. At this point, I mean, you could do male for one and then breed the other 2 and do female, or you could say no and let the egg come out randomly, and then you get a specific gender for the other one, so that way you save about $5,000. Okay, so the egg hatch, and as you can see, it's a male with the HP and attack IVs, so that's good. So far what we spent on these tentacle is 81,000, including the cost of the power items. So we have to produce a female here, so we'll be giving up these other 2, and you can see attack and defense, and go ahead and breed it. Won't get these Pokemon back. Yes, this needs to be a female, and it would be $5,000 extra. So we go ahead and breed these. Yes, Pokeball. Okay, and in the meantime, what we would need to get is 2 two more power items. So this one would be one for HP and the other for defense because they have attack in common. And I'll go ahead and put the one for HP on this Tentacool first and wait for the other one to hatch. So I'll just cut until this egg hatches. Okay, the egg hatch here, and as you can see, it's a female with attack and defense as stated before. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get a 3IV Tentacool by bringing together the male and female. And I would like to note at this point, to get a 3IV Tentacool, we have spent $106,000 so far. So, and no, we're not going for a specific gender. We'll let it the gender be random. So 106,000. If you wanted to know the cost of a 3IV Tentacool, $106,000. So what we're going to have to do is create another 3IV Tentacool. So yeah, we'll have to go to the global trade link here. Look up Tentacool. Do the same thing with the advantage. So we're going to need three IVs in which two are similar and one is different. So we'll do HP as different because we'll do the attack. Oh, I spelled Tentacool wrong. Forgot to see. Anyways, advanced. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And we go to the not oldest. Sorry, lowest price. Right. So we could get we're going to need to get 4 of them. So we're going to do attack and defense, attack and special defense. So I'm going to need 2 for attack. So I guess I'll pick up the 2 female as for attack. Each of them worth 11,000 each. And then we're going to go into the advanced search again and do the defense. I need a male here. Oof. This one's a little more. Wonder why. Ah. Well, going to have to do it. So this one would be 24 and 3 9s. And then I'm going to need to get 1 for special defense. Yeah. And this one only costs 10,000, so that wasn't bad. Okay, cool. So what we have here right now is the females with the 31 attack IVs and the males with 1 with defense and the other with special defense, and this would be another 3 IV, which would result into a 4 IV Tentacool. I'll just skip ahead to the after I make the 3 IV out of it. I'm not going to just sit down and go through this process as wasting time. So I'll make a quick cut to when I'm going to be breeding the 2 3 IV Pokemon together. And we're back with the other 3 IV Tentacool, attack, defense, special defense. I already put on the power band. And we're going to go ahead and breed these 2 together. The 2 that I put together here. Now, at this point, this would produce a 4 IV Tentacool. And we're not going to go for a specific gender. And note at this point, to produce this 4 IV Tentacool, the total amount spent so far is 252,999. So yeah, I'll get another 4 IV tentacle created, so I could breed these the 4 IVs to create the 5 IV. I'll do a cut until then because again, nobody should sit through that. So be right back. Okay, and we're back, and we guys, as you can see here, we have the two 4 IV tentacles, one male, one female, and we'll get to breeding them together, right? Please keep in mind that this tentacle has to be a male, as you can see here, 31 HP, attack, defense, special defense, speed, which is what we need. Go ahead and press breed, and your specific gender male. And then we'll go ahead and collect this egg, and that would be the 5 IV fodder to use to make the 5 IV shelter. And it's important to note at this point in time that that 5 IV fodder costed a total of 490,799, so approximately $500,000 to make a 5 IV Pokemon, which is a lot. Also note within that time period, I had to pick gender a total of 8 times, which is extra $5,000 over a period of 8 times, which equals to $40,000. If you're doing a genderless Pokemon, you wouldn't have to pay that $40,000 extra, so it would cost about 450,000, but estimate 500,000 to make the 5 IV fodder for the real 5 IV Pokemon that you're trying to get. In terms of the Pokemon with the gender ratio of 87.5% to 12.5%, try to use Pokemon within the same egg group that have a 50-50 chance. So whether it be genderless 50% ratio 12.5 to 87.5, this would be the standard cost across the board, approximately $500,000 to produce the 5 IV fodder, produce your 5 IV Pokemon. I'll do a quick cut and come right back. Okay, so we're back, and I have my shelter that I bought earlier, my Jolly Nature shelter that has an Everstone that I farmed, and it has 31 defense IVs. And now what I have to do is breed these two tentacles together. This one will pass on the HP, this one will pass on the defense, and then breed these two together, while this one is holding the resulting offspring of these two will hold a power weight to transfer the HP, and the defense will transfer because it would be the same. And then we just continuously do this for the remainder of the stats. So we would need to get a female shelter each time, and we'll need to get a male tentacle every time. So I'll just start this first part of the breeding process. So okay, and we put the two tentacles together. Right, HP, defense, breed. We get this Pokemon back, specific gender, and we're going to go with male. Cost extra 5,000. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and collect the egg. So at this point, we're going to factor in the cost for the shelter that we initially bought, along with the cost of the two tentacles, the two power items. So the total cost so far up to this point is 574,299. So I'll do a quick cut until the egg hatches. And we're back, and we're here with our hatch male tentacle. HP and defense IVs, has the power weight. And let's go ahead and breed this together with our shelter for the first part of this So Tentacool, Shelder in, resulting into a Shelder 31, 31, Jolly Nature. And this is where the similar egg group comes in, so this is what makes it a lot cheaper, as I had mentioned earlier on in the video. Go ahead and breed. Yep, it has to be a specific gender and has to be female, and would cost extra 5,000. Okay, Pokemon had an egg, and yep, Pokeball. Okay, so we just spent an extra 15,000 because of the power item, and using 5,000 to get specifically a female. So that would bring up the total cost right now to 589,299. So I'll do a quick cut until the egg hatches again. And we're back again. Now I went ahead and bred the 3IV Tentacool in advance, as you could see, and I'll be passing on attack, so we're going to produce a 3IV Shelder with the Jolly Nature. And so we'll go ahead and press breed. Yes, and I would like a female. Extra 5,000. So, with all this extra breeding to produce this 3IV Shelder, the total cost of this 3IV Shelder as it stands right now is $735,074 right now. That's how much the total cost went in. So I'll do a cut until I'm ready to breed it into a 4IV, and I'll give you the total updated cost for the 4IV one, so be right back. Okay, and we're back again. So now I've finished bred the 4IV Tentacool, breeding with the Shelder, so we'll end up with a 4IV Shelder here, Jolly Nature. So I'll go ahead and press breed. Yes, and we still want the female Shelder, which would cost the extra 5,000. So now we have a 4IV Shelder egg, and now the cost of this 4IV Shelder egg so far is $964,651. I'll be back. Well, I'll do a cut for the final breeding, and we'll total up the final cost for it. So be right back again. And we're back again. Probably not for the last time, because I'll do a cut again after this egg hatches. So we can use the 5IV fodder with the 4IV Shelder that not too long hatched, and breed these two together, send across the speed to complete the breeding process. So this will produce the 5IV Shelder with the Jolly Nature. Specific gender is not necessary. This is just an extra 5,000. It doesn't really matter to me, because you're not going to be breeding this with anything else. And I'll go ahead and put it in an Ultra Ball, because it's the final time here. So there you have it. I'll do what should be the final cut until this egg hatches, and then I'll do the overview of the costing. So be right back again. And we are back again. The egg hatched. As you can see here, we have the Jolly Nature Shelder attached as a male. 5 IVs. Didn't bother breed the Rock Blast and have to get rid of the Surf. Have to change its ability as well using the ability capsule. Yeah, so the grand total spent on the Shelder was 974,651. So that it's a lot, but it's worth it to get this 5 IV Shelder. If you were breeding a Pokemon with a unknown nature or genderless, it would cost a little less. So to breed a Pokemon with a 50-50 male to female ratio or a genderless Pokemon, have about $1 million put aside just to do this. So even though it costs a little less than $1 million, just have the million there just in case, because prices fluctuate on the global trade link. So keep that in mind. But if the Pokemon's ratio is 12.5 and 87.5 of male to female ratio, then this means to produce the female, which usually would be the 12.5%. The eggs would not cost 5,000, it would cost a 21,000. So that's a significant difference. And if let's say Shelda was a Pokemon with a female ratio of 12.5%, that means that each egg produced would that I wanted to be female, I would have to pay 21,000 instead of the 5,000. So I had to do this a total of 4 times. So the difference between the total amount paid for, if it was 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, as compared to 21,000, 21,000, 21,000, 21,000, is 64,000. That's the difference between the two, because the 4 times I would do the 21,000 would be 84,000. The 4 times I would do the 5,000 is 20,000. Difference is 64,000. You get the idea. It's math. So with that said, I would estimate for that ratio, the 87.5 to 12.5% ratio, you would need more than $1 million for that. Probably 1.2 if you want to be super safe, and save like a 1.5. Because if you generally farm in gym leaders and league and the Pokemon League like every day, you should be able to make that easily once you start to build your team steadily. Because right now all I have as max, well, 5 IV Pokemon, I have a Magnezone, I have Dragonite, and I have a Slowbro. And well, now I have a Shelda, which I will make a Cloyster sometime in the near future. So yeah, so I'm gradually building a team, so I would be able to save up slower for these kinds of things. But yeah, that's it for this video, I guess. So now you know so overall the cost in breeding this Pokemon, you'll need probably between the range of $1 million to 1.5. Let's say $1 million to 1.5 just to be safe. So yeah, now you know, and you know how to go about breeding with different egg groups to get what it is you want. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.